Currently, SAP Business One has no functionality to be able to connect with web services. However, the following example illustrates how TaskCentre for SAP Business One can integrate with web services in order to complete a credit reference check and as such, allowing a credit limit authorization workflow process to be completed. In SAP Business One, via the Business Partner window, we can add a company as usual by filling the relevant details. In this case, we want to do a credit check, so we can select Credit Check from the Payment Terms tab and field. Now we can go ahead and submit the new record and switch across to TaskCentre, which is running in the background. As you can see, the task has already started in the background and is now processing a number of steps. Once the task is finished running, we can load the graphical task designer to take a closer look at the tools utilised in the process. The first tool in this task is the SAP Business One Event tool, and this is used to monitor any new companies that are added in Business One. Next, the Decision tool checks to see if a credit check is required, and if so, the web service provides a live credit report that is fed into the Create Workflow Job tool. An alert containing a link to the workflow job is created using the Formats HTML tool, and this is finally sent using the Send Message tool. Let's switch across to our email application to show the resultant email and workflow job. From here, we can see what the end user would see as a result of simply entering a new business partner and requesting a credit check. The email received from TaskCentre contains a branded layout and design that can be completely customized to meet your own requirements. Within the email, you can see that as well as providing some relevant business partner information, there is also a link to a workflow job that has been dynamically generated. By clicking on the link, our internet browser will load the web-based workflow form. In the browser, we can see the loaded workflow job, and like the email, this form can be completely customized in terms of content, graphics and layout to suit your own needs. The form contains a shortened credit report that contains essential information in order to help us make a decision as to what the most suitable credit limit would be. As we can see, the recommended credit limit is £5,000, and we can change this if necessary, but for the purposes of demonstration we can go ahead and submit the form by accepting the recommended credit limit. Now the workflow has been submitted, let's switch back to TaskCentre. The second stage task is fired on submission and will process the workflow. Once completed, we can again load the graphic task designer and take a closer look at the steps involved. The first step utilises the workflow job submission tool. This makes available to TaskCentre for SAP Business One all the form variables such as the partner code and new credit limit. The SAP Business One Connector tool is then used to write these variables to the Business One database. Let's now go back into SAP Business One to see the results. By loading the business partner details, we can see that the credit limit has now been changed to £5,000, in line with our workflow submission, and the payment terms have also been updated. This task demonstrated how TaskCentre for SAP Business One will automate the business critical activity of credit checks. Having the ability to automate this procedure removes needless administration from highly skilled employees, such as financial controllers, whilst ensuring your business only enters into trading relationships with suitable partners and customers.